is there one player that we cannot afford to lose? I feel like what's interesting about our team is, okay, Dest is out, but we have a couple players that are more than capable of filling in that spot that I would trust going into the game 1 of World Cup. But when I start thinking about, is there a player we cannot lose?
I could probably name 3.
Yeah, I've got 3 or 4. I got 3 or 4, but
is number 1. If we lose Chris Richards, I get really concerned about the back line in a way that we wouldn't be at. So he's pretty close to being. He's probably my number 1, and then. I don't know. What do you got, Tones? Who's on your top 3?
I mean, I got a bucket of guys, but no, seriously, I got
100%. I'm with you, Tony. How are we not talking about Christian? You can't play.
Well, I get it. Well, I'm thinking center back. I'm a center back.
Robinson, like Christian, Weston, Anthony Robinson, and Chris Richards for me. Like if we lost any of those guys, I would have kind of thrown Serginho Dest into that conversation too, because I'm just a fan of Serginho Dest, right, in the way that he plays. But those 4 guys, if we lose Balogun, I feel like we got Ricardo Pepi. You know, if we lose Tillman, we can replace him. Tyler Adams, we can throw in that conversation too. So I would say, Jimmy, there's 5. Okay. And I know you asked me for 1, but almost impossible to. I would go Richards in no order, by the way. Richards, McKennie, Pulisic, Anthony Robinson, and Tyler Adams. Those guys for me have to be on the field.
Yeah,
you can win without
number 2. Number 2 is not strong enough to be in that cat. They're not in that category, right?
Correct.
So you can finagle here and there, and with most, almost, there's no substitute for Chris Richards. So to your point, Jimmy, you're saying,
thank you. Appreciate
that. The back line drops considerably without Chris Richards. Now, Christian is a game changer. If we're talking about really trying to make a run in the World Cup, Christian's got to be at the center, at the heart of the attacker who's creating and scoring goals for us in the World Cup. He's just that good. We know how good he can be. So the number 2 option is a big drop off. Mm-hmm. Then you're saying what Weston McKennie's been able to do. Massive drop off if he's not in the pitch, and we know he's a gamer. Tyler Adams, another guy. Sure, you can deputize. Let's say it's you're trying to throw in Tessman in that role, and then you're throwing with Cardoso. If again Cardoso's unproven at this level, but a Cardoso, and you throw in Sebastian Berhalter and Roldan. You try to throw in a number of guys who try to do that dirty work, but the drop off is pretty big. So. Yeah, I'm with you, Tony.
What with Jedi? I heard Jedi from you, Tones. No Jedi for you, Chuck?
Yeah, same thing. Jedi offers a whole different level.
Different level.
Yeah.
Arfsen has come in and has done a pretty good job. And you're saying, okay, and Timothy Weah could play there, and Weston could play there, not at their strengths. That's a position they could play, but you're not getting the best out of them in that position. Anthony Robinson is a game changer. I mean, there's a reason why he's being linked to Manchester United and Liverpool at this stage. Even already, some of the left backs in the Premier League have moved last year, and we thought, okay, maybe Anthony Robinson's going to move. I think his knee probably was a reason for not getting that move in that window. This summer, he's going to be a hot commodity.
This is a great conversation. And I
kind of want to. Who's
for me? Chris Richards for sure. I guess when I think about the team, the way that you phrase it, Chuck, I really like. Like there's a drop off if this player is not available. I feel like when Chris Richards not there, there's a glaring hole of okay, who's going to be the guy and take responsibility? And there's a lot of intangibles that I think that it's not all isolated on Chris Richards specifically, but also just what the position demands. And I feel like his personality and how much he's grown in the leadership space is really going to help our team solve problems at the World Cup next summer or this summer. And when I think about Christian, he didn't score in 2025 for the U.S. Obviously, his influence is immense, right? We saw it in the Milan derby this weekend. He didn't have a goal contribution, but the guy was all over the place and he looked really sharp. And then really excited. We'll get into him more about in that game later, but that is what he can provide, and that he's just so dangerous. It's very similar to Serginho. Something's going to happen. He's going to pull off something special. But I feel like we've created a couple options, though there's a drop-off, that we could survive in a way without him. And still, we've seen it with some of the friendlies too, where we can still score goals and still be dangerous. Maybe not in the same way, maybe not as consistently with Christian out there, but maybe there's some other. I've been excited about those. Tillman's emerged, right, as a player. Weston has emerged as someone we can trust a little higher up the field. Even with Tyler out, we have some other options that can do the job. Maybe not as good or as consistently as those guys, but and then
there's no question these guys could do the job, but we're not talking about doing the job as well as.
Agreed. Oh, that's why I love the conversation. So Tones, I'm coming to you on this. We didn't bring up any goalkeepers, and so if we lose Matt Freese, then it's Matt Turner, and obviously he's got World Cup experience and was tremendous in 2022. So I guess we're good there. I just want to get our goalkeeper perspective on our goalkeeper situation.
Well, so I thought if we lose Matt Freese, the drop off to Matt Turner, you're talking about a guy who's played in the World Cup. Now, hopefully he's sharp going into this, but you got a guy. If you ask me, if you lose both of those guys, how confident are you? Then I'm like, we're flipping a coin right now as to who the next guy would be. Mm-hmm. We try and do this backup. We do this what do you call depth chart, right? Mm-hmm. When we do the goalkeepers in house, when we do them, it's really hard for me. I literally can put 1 and 2, and then everyone else goes on like a line, right? It's like just 3, all of them. Like I don't have any separation between any of them for different reasons for all of them.
Do you see Diego Cochin getting any sort of look?
I just don't know how you can. I'd love it if he did, but I just don't know how you can if you were really strong. So if you told me we had let me think of one of the goalkeeping crews. If you told me we had Tim Howard,
about you, I was gonna say Friedel and you.
Forget it. Yeah, okay. If you told me you had Tim Howard and Brad Guzan and you wanted to take a young goalkeeper, perfect, beautiful. Because we think Diego Cochin or somebody else is going to be the future, perfect. But I think when you don't have that caliber of 2 guys, I don't know. I think you literally have to take the third best guy, whether it's Cochin or it's somebody else. Like you got to take the next best guy. I mean, it's really happened once. I know the Netherlands used 3 goalkeepers in one of the World Cup, but it was a penalty kick shootout that Van Gaal made some changes in. I think it was Argentina, right? When Goicoechea finally got in, he may have been the guy that was the third guy that ended up playing. So it's not happened a lot that it plays, and it's not unlikely. But I don't know. I think Diego Cochin loses out this World Cup because the guys in front of him just aren't stronger. Now I don't know where Pochettino is with Cochin. I imagine that he's on the radar. But like if a Jonathan Klinsmann is still playing well at Cesena, you got to think about him. And I don't know in MLS, is it Brady? Is it Schulte? Is it I'm losing my mind on all the, but who is the guy? Go put it down. For me, they're all on one line right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just the roster selection in particular, and of course, who is healthy and who is the player we cannot lose. A great conversation. I know there's a great conversation happening in our chat on our YouTube channel as well. So join the conversation. Hit us up on social media at Golasso America.